well, fuck. If you're good to go, I should be good to go. I'll go ahead and get started on my packet of my. I can't remember what our little nickname was for it. Something green. Um,
Oh yeah, the green crocodile or
the
something.
crocodile. Right, right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, gotta go find that crocodile. Um, and uh, and other than that, yeah, we're going. Uh, we we
Sweet.
we've done our week, or not, sorry, not week. We've done our little halfway season little rundown. I feel things are really starting to spread out a lot more than I thought. The log jam that we used to have, I feel
Yeah.
it's starting to thin. I'm looking at these standings, and I don't know, for some reason I thought things were a lot closer last week, and now I'm looking at it and it seems like everything is just really spread out. I mean, fuck, we still have Misha at 7-1. We've got
Well, yeah, when you and Misha just keep winning, well, Misha's on a 4-game win streak and you bounced back with a win
I got lucky
last
with.
week. But yeah, you guys are definitely stretching the field out on the top end of the standings. Like, damn, dude, 7-1 already. That's I mean, because it's usually once you get to like 7 wins, you're almost not guaranteed, but you're like in that window of the playoff bubble. Like there's sometimes 6 and 7 teams make it. But if you get 7 wins, like you're pretty much in the playoffs at that point.
I would.
Obviously, Misha's looking for a lot more than just to get in at this
I mean,
point.
yeah, I mean, looking. So if we go all the way down to six, there's already a three-way tie for six. Um,
Hmm.
so, and that's at
The
three.
point, the points are pretty separated from those guys.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, that's kind of so people have got some work other than just, well, you need the points, but yeah, you need to get those W's. But I was just thinking, I mean, like Misha, even if Misha were to go, how many games that if we went to the, so we have legit for our regular season, one, two, three. Do we just have what, like this week and then 3 weeks after that, or is it 4 weeks?
No, I
Do we
think
do we stop at?
we have 5 weeks
Do we
left. I
go
think
up
because we go
all the
to
way
week
up?
13.
We go up to week 13. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was week 13 or 14 or. Okay, so if all the way up to 13, that's not a lot of room. So even if Misha were to lose out, he's going to be seven and
Actually, wait,
six.
no. Sorry, we go to week 14.
We do go to week 14.
Yeah, yeah. Week 15 is when the playoff. I just double checked. I don't know why I thought it went through 13, but I'm looking at our the playoffs and it says round one is week 15.
Okay, all right then. So
So
we're
we've
in
got
week.
6 weeks left.
Okay, so it's week 9. Yeah, we've got. Okay, so there is time to put something together. So let's say, yeah, Phil and Will, if they win out, they finish the year at 8-6.
Yep.
Okay, that's, I wouldn't see why that wouldn't be very doable, unless of course like somebody like I mean I don't know. It's interesting.
Well,
Okay,
there are always usually the bubble for the playoffs is 6 or 7 wins.
okay, yeah, I'd say
I
that.
definitely remember there have been years where 6 and 8 teams make the just squeak into the playoffs.
Hmm.
So for Phil and Will, if they can win the next 4 out of their 6 games, they maybe should at least be on the bubble or in the hunt.
Right.
Which still that seems a lot more doable than thinking, geez, I got to go 6 out of 6 on the next to finish out the season.
That is pretty tough. And I mean, oh, poor God, poor Will. I don't know what's going on with his team. Like looking at his points, he only has 786. That's like significantly lower than, that's like 100 points lower than the next team.
For which one or what are you looking at? Sorry.
So, okay, so looking at points for,
Yeah, yeah. Phil is what in right in the middle.
no, no, no. Phil for points for is 786. That
Oh wait, you're
is,
talking about Will.
sorry. Who did I say? Phil?
I think you were saying Phil. At least that's what I heard.
God, maybe I'm saying both Phil and Phil, Will and Will. Maybe I don't know. I haven't even gotten to my goddamn crocodile yet. Okay, no. Will, Mr. Purdy Mouth, is at 786.
Yeah,
Phil,
yeah, his team is just not scoring.
yeah, Phil the Shark Sandwich is fine for points. The next
Yeah, yeah,
closest to Will is Nate, and
yeah.
Nate is like a
Whew.
hundred points.
101
Yeah,
over. So there's probably no way that Will is going to be relying on points. Like
no,
he can't tie. He
he
can't
has
really tie anybody else for
he's got to
record
get
wise.
those.
Like he just has to get in on the record.
Yeah, he's got to get those W's.
Yeah.
Those are
Well,
huge.
I'm playing. No, I'm not playing him this week. Never
No, no, no.
never
You
mind.
you got oh man, you got Nate and
Hey.
oh wait, oh Nate. This is a big game for Nate. He's got Deontay Johnson and Derrick Henry.
Yeah, yeah. They're both very active. Derrick Henry just got a little 1 yard touchdown about
Great.
5 minutes ago. I'm like, God damn it. So
Gotta love that
yeah,
shit.
yeah. Well, we'll get there, but I'm scared of Nate's team this week.
Oh well, I mean, I'm sure we'll cover and get into all that. But I will say, looking at this three-way tie where Nate is kind of at the bottom of that at 887. Chris is only slightly above him at 902, and so he's at 7. And then you got Joey who's well ahead at 968. So,
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that can't you can't catch up. I mean, I feel like
I think
all
with 6 weeks left, and if there's 100 point differential, that can swing easily in 6 weeks
I think
because
so.
there's a lot of points are being scored
Yeah,
this year.
or
You got
or they're
some
not.
weeks where somebody gets 160 and another person gets like 90,
Yeah.
and big
I think.
swings.
I mean, I think with some of the scores we saw just even last week, poor
Yeah,
Will.
last week was a big week
Yeah, poor Will had
for some.
six. Well, no, big week. A lot of big weeks for some. For half of the league, they had huge weeks. Poor Will, who I went against, he only got 66.
Yeah, I know that's so crazy.
Remember how I'm freaking out that on the podcast last week about
You
Godwin?
were freaking. Yeah, because Godwin went off and Evans and Diggs. I mean, they finished okay,
They
but not.
finished, yeah, they finished okay, and then I had Buffalo defense, right? So I had like three players going against his one, and his one was like outscoring all my three, and I'm just like, oh fuck it, it's done. This is just fucking it. But man, no Taylor Swift and a flu day. I guess that is what I need to do if ever I'm playing Mahomes, because going up against Mahomes where he only has like 5 points.
5.6. Yeah, man. Dude, it's so funny. I was thinking about that because I remember back in last week's podcast, you went on this little roll or this little rant about like you were hoping that they'd be partying with Taylor Swift. They might
Yep,
stay out a little too late, or maybe that someone is too hungover or
nah,
something. And of
she didn't
course,
even
Mahomes
fucking come.
Mahomes is sick. Did you saw that report though,
Yeah,
where Mahomes
yeah.
like had the flu or
He had the
something like
flu is
that?
right, exactly. So I
It's
was
like
just
you
like,
got your wish.
yeah, I mean, I feel it's that combination. No Taylor Swift, because did you see that ridiculous stat that they put on up about when uh, Kelsey is playing with Taylor Swift in attendance versus when she's not in attendance?
That's so stupid, dude. The
I is
sample
the
size is
is
like
the
three
I
games.
know, but it is kind of fucking it is hilarious because dude, she was not here and fucking they didn't do shit.
That is funny though. If
Oh
that
man.
trend continues and that shit keeps blowing up on the internet, like
Oh
they're
dude.
gonna they're obviously gonna see that.
Oh, of course they're gonna see it. Dude, Taylor Swift. I don't think we've seen somebody at Taylor Swift's level since like Michael Jackson. Like I'm
Oh
I'm
yeah.
I'm
No, it's
honestly trying to
crazy.
think of any artist that I've ever seen with this level of fucking draw. And yeah, no, you're talking
Yeah,
ultra
like
superstar.
the fucking Beatles or
Yeah,
something, but that's
exactly.
not even.
Yeah, you're talking are like you're up in like ultra legend status. So yeah,
Yeah,
she's pretty fucking legit. God damn it.
crazy.
I hope to God to never play against any Chiefs player when Taylor Swift is there. Gotta fucking look out. But anyway, okay. I see. Looks like Steelers are actually maybe gonna score. Maybe gonna get
Yeah, they're
something.
up in
Oh,
the
who's
third and
that? Pick.
goal up in
Oh,
the red zone here.
Pickens. What was Johnson? That's 18.
Yeah, he's 18.
Okay.
Yep. So no, come on, baby, no Johnson,
All right. So
no
wait.
Johnson.
Where's your time at right now?
I'm at 124 left in the
Oh,
second.
damn. Okay. So my prime is way off. I'm not even. I just got to 130 right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I wonder if I can I pause it?
No, we don't
All
need to
right.
pause it. You
I'm
just.
gonna pause it. I'm gonna pause it for like just a minute or two and just at least get a little
Oh,
closer.
I just saw a flag. A fucking. I don't know. It's a.
Okay, we're almost there then.
Okay. Yeah. Too many in the huddle. Is that the call coming in? Nobody knows. I like actually reading. I like reading the dialogue. I don't know why, but for some reason, I guess I have my closed captioning on, and so
Oh, that's kind of nice actually.
I'm just getting the referee comment while it's all like, I just have it muted because I think if I turned it on, it would actually be picked up by our podcast, um, like in the computer audio, and I don't think we'll be allowed to broadcast that or put that up
Yeah.
online.
I'm in the same boat. Yeah, I don't want any background audio coming in. Like I've listened to some of our old podcasts and I can hear my dog's jangly collar when she's like walking around.
Seriously,
Yeah.
no kidding. I don't think I've ever picked up on
I
anything
just
like
know
that.
it because I'm so used to like hearing that noise.
Ah, that goddamn jingle. Well, what does that say when I'm used to like the cat fucking sounding like it's being skinned outside the door? Like, god damn.
Jesus, dude.
Oh, dude, this
You better let that cat in. It's getting fucking terrorized out
dude,
there.
I'm not gonna let that. Dude, no way. That I've learned to try to keep that cat away from me while I'm at work. While I'm at, and dude, oh my, I'll be at work. I'll be sitting fucking in front of my computer. The cat will go and fucking just try to jump up, walk over my laptop. I'll be like remoting into somebody else's computer, and I'll be like, oh, like they'll hear me fucking cuss and swear, and be like, God damn it, I don't feel fucking god, get off. Oh, god, awful. Okay, back to Besnas. Okay, so we were talking about the 3 and 5s. We got you sitting right there in the middle, of course, with
A
that.
lone 4-4.
Yeah, that's odd. I mean, so looking at the standings and basically being at square one, I would say, you're 50,
Right.
you're at 500.
Yeah.
How do you feel, not just about your team, but I guess, all right, so sorry, two things. How your team is done, positives, negatives, and then what you see going forward.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually glad you asked that because I haven't really like sat with that. I've kind of just let the swing of emotion carry me through and pretty fucking disappointed
well,
after
well,
last week and
okay.
falling to 4-4.
Last week was a tough one because I need to go look at that. What is it?
I
Okay,
mean, it was a blowout. Like I
yeah,
played Misha and
yeah,
Misha's
and
team just fucking shat
second,
all
yeah,
over
second
my
highest
team.
score. Yeah, second highest score, only 10 points behind John. So yeah, that was the basically anybody was going to lose unless John was playing him.
But what I will say, since you did ask, like I feel optimistic. The
Okay,
season started for me. I started 2-1, and I thought I had one of the strongest teams in the league for a couple weeks because
okay.
things
Well,
were just firing off. I was like the top scorer in like week
so
two or something like that.
So let me ask you, when was it that you picked up like players like Puka and
I think that was week two. I
week
picked him up
two?
in the one of the first waiver, yeah, one of the first waiver weeks.
So did you win your first week or lose?
No, I think I lost the first week and
And
then
then you
I
won two
won
in
the
a
next
row.
two. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So like it started off great and I was like, "Damn, dude, I got like a legit team." I mean, the quarterback was still a bit of a question, but not like it was terrible, but everything else was like solid.
Now did,
And
did you
then
did you start with Trevor Lawrence and were you going with him the whole
yeah,
time? Okay.
he was my draft quarterback.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So as you were saying.
So and then I forget what week it was, week 4 or 5. That's when both Justin Jefferson and James Conner went
Mm-hmm.
down in the same week, and losing both those guys to be 4-4 right now, I feel okay. Depends what happens this week, but the reports are showing that they might actually come back next
Hey,
week, like the soonest they can come back from IR. There's been some positive reports coming out. So if I can get those guys back next week, still got 5 weeks in the season, I'll still feel pretty good. But right now, I feel like I've really been on shaky ground. A lot of the guys I've been picking up off waivers have not panned out, and it's just been I can't seem to like break over 115, 120 points any given week. So I'm looking for like get some of those guys back, get a little bit more consistency again, because you know how it is. So fucking tough when you're like battling injuries and you just can't seem to like pick up the right people or find pieces that are working for you.
yeah, especially when pieces are working against you. Can I ask you something? Because I just randomly looked at it. Have you ever had Gabe Davis in your lineup?
Oh, dude, yes. If you recall, we talked a little bit about that last
I,
week
I,
where I played
yes.
him 2 weeks ago, the fucking week where he just shat the bed.
Okay,
And
I
then I'm
see
like,
that.
fuck you, Gabe Davis. That was the first time I played him. Threw him back on my bench. And remember, he was in that Thursday night
Yep,
game
and
last
then
week,
fucking went
scoring
off.
touchdown.
Had
And so I
12.
think
He
he's
had
in my
12.
lineup this
Yeah, he had
12 fucking
t-
catches, dude.
or no, 12 targets, nine
Or 12
catches.
targets. And
Yeah,
that's not the kind of player that he's usually like he gets a couple targets but they're like some deep shots and
yeah,
he can hit some home runs but he strikes out a lot. So he's in my lineup this week because I've got McCaffrey and some other people on some buys, so I need like anybody I can get right now.
yeah. I hear you, dude. There's a stretch actually. Looking at this where he had fucking four touchdowns in, or like a touchdown in every single
That's
game for
yeah,
four
dude. I was
games.
like, and he was on my bench for all of those because I didn't need him necessarily. And then I was like, okay, I got to put Gabe Davis in the lineup. He's played his way in, and that's where he just drops that complete shit of a game. And then I pull him out, and then he goes off again.
It's brutal. That is just
So
brutal.
yeah, so I'm feeling uh, optimistic that I can still make my way into the playoffs, but anything can happen, man.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, oh, I didn't realize Nick actually has DeAndre starting.
Yeah, that's right. I think he's got at least a few catches so
Yeah,
far.
yeah. He just got one, at least in where my broadcast was. I was wondering about
Nice.
that. I was like, oh, because he went off fucking last week, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, he's like, yeah, he definitely went off.
Where was it? Only six targets, four catches, 120 for three touchdowns.
3 fucking touchdowns.
Jesus.
God damn, that's crazy.
Ah, wow. What the fuck else do they
But
have?
we
Oh,
do. I mean, we got a big kind of jam up in the middle though. There's 3, 3, and 5 teams.
mm-hmm.
Nate, Chris, Joey. You got me at 4-4, and then 2, 5, and 3. So like, I mean, that's seven. No, that's six out of the whole league right there. That's kind of like within 1 or 2 games of each other.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of moving and shaking in the
Oh,
standings.
I think
That's for
so.
sure.
I mean, it's you're right. Misha does kind of look not untouchable. Not that he could be, just run away with it and well, he could actually, unless he starts losing some games. Um, yeah, seven and
Yeah,
one, 6-2. Yeah, the 5-3s. I mean, God, both Nick and John are in really, really good shape. Um, I'm not really sure how everything is going to end up playing out for like the next few weeks, but yeah, going all the way to week 14, I still feel like it's not out of reach for anybody. Like even Phil and Will. Like I don't feel it's like out of reach. I mean, certainly,
no, not out of reach. Not out of reach for sure.
but yeah, got to get some W's. So we'll see how this all goes. I'm playing Phil this week, so we'll see. None of us have anybody
Yeah,
going
you
for
guys
it.
don't have anybody. There's not. Yeah, this is kind of a weak Thursday night game. Only a couple fantasy options in there.
Who's the Monday? Oh, it's Jets and Chargers.
Oh yeah, that's I mean, at least on the Charger side, you got a lot. You got Brees Hall going on that game.
Yeah. So you know, oh, so something I wanted to comment about that I feel I mentioned when talking about I think Misha's team when we were talking about how scary his team was and all these pieces, and we said something where we thought he was like one of the very few stacks that we had where like
Yeah,
paired all right Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, right?
and that's oh man, what a good stack that's been.
It has been a great stack. I think it's been one of the best. Jalen Hurts for sure is what number two, and AJ Brown
I think
is
AJ is like
number
number
two.
three,
He's number
or he's
two.
number two also.
Yeah, so I
Dang.
mean, yeah, they're that's been excellent. But I didn't realize how wrong I was.
Of other stacks, or
Yes, dude. There are
okay, a
so
new
many other stacks.
well, a new big one has is really starting to emerge that I am not happy to see this week.
I can. How did it not emerge? So here's my question. Did he never have Dak and CeeDee Lamb both together?
No, he I think he's had all of them together, but the Cowboys were not really putting up a lot of points in the first, I mean, most of the games, honestly, up until recently. Like their
Yeah,
defense was the thing that was holding them down, or they would just like have really shit games. But he has Justin Fields, and I know he's played Justin Fields a few times, so he's
yeah.
not always playing Dak, but I mean, now he is without question. And like, dear God, last week those guys just exploded.
Oh, dude, CeeDee Lamb had what, 40? Yeah,
40
42.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
42. Dak had
And Dak
36.
at 30. Like, cannot have that happening this week.
Well, we'll see who they playing. They're playing Philly, so
So that's what's scary
what?
because
Why is that
fucking Sam
scary?
Sam Howell and the Commanders just like Sam Howell put up like 3 or 4 touchdowns and was like the number one quarterback last
Yeah, but
week
that's
against
because
the Eagles.
okay, that's okay. Maybe I'm going to be totally wrong about this. This is shooting for my hip with this feeling. That's the fucking Commanders. Nobody gives a fuck about the Commanders. If I'm the Eagles and I'm playing the Commanders, I'm fucking partying the night before. That team's in my division, and I have no fucking respect for that franchise. Where I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, or I'm still gonna find a way to win, even if I'm fucking hungover and barely paying attention to
I
anything
think,
going
yeah, you're
on.
probably right. I bet there is definitely some truth to that where this is a big Eagles
This is
Cowboys is
this
always
is
a
a
big
this is a
rivalry.
different game.
So
And
I
Cowboys
hope, yeah,
are a top are like I don't know what the record is between the two teams, but I would imagine they're both fighting for the top spot. So this I think would
yeah,
be a competitive game. Maybe
it
that
should
means it's
be,
high scoring. I just don't think you're gonna get a CeeDee Lamb going for like fucking whatever it was, 3 touchdowns or oh no, sorry, 158. Oh my God, 14 fucking targets, 12 catches, 158 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Yeah,
Jesus Christ. But
yeah,
okay, other than that game, he'd scored 1 touchdown in 6 other games previous.
right. So that was the explosion.
Yeah, so I wouldn't freak out about anything like that just yet.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm freaking out.
You're freaking out,
I'm
boy.
freaking out. No, you're freaking out.
Oh, God damn it. Who was okay,
Well, so is
so
there another? Because
yes,
obviously we've got the Chargers stack with Phil, with
Phil,
Herbert and Keenan Allen. But is there another stack that you're thinking of? A fourth stack?
let me see. I thought there was at least those three. Um, because that was more than I thought. Like I did not think that we had a Dak and CD Lamb stack. I think I was aware of the Herbert Keenan Allen stack and obviously the Hertz and
Yeah,
AJ Brown. I'm looking around.
yeah. I don't see
I
another one.
I don't see another one. But there might you guys if you listen fucking Correct us. Tell
Shout
me,
out your stacks, bros.
come on, tell me what's going on. Yeah, I guess that's it. Uh, but
I've
boy,
got a stack. I've got a huge underrated stack that no one's talking about.
oh, let me see this. Let me see
I've
this.
got the Trevor Lawrence Evan Ingram stack.
Oh, fuck, I didn't actually even realize that. How's
I
Evan
mean that
Ingram?
I don't.
Actually, dude,
He's very
that's service.
consistently just
That's
fine. Yeah,
serviceable. That is absolutely serviceable. That's one week with not double digits. I would
yeah.
absolutely feel safe with plugging that in my lineup if you had nothing like better,
That's
I
yeah.
guess.
He's that guy. But it's not a stack though because they're. I don't think he's had a touchdown this year yet, so
Mm,
that's not helping Trevor Lawrence. So it doesn't really fall into that same category.
I see what you mean. Okay. Well, all right. So we've talked about some things. We've talked about this Thursday game. All I can see
Who
is
was
it
so wait,
looks
who was the high scorer last week? It was Misha, right? Or no, it
me.
wasn't
No,
Misha.
no,
It
no,
was
no, no. John. John was the high scorer
John.
last week.
Okay. I don't I wish I had the numbers in front of me, but I feel like there's been a few has it been spread around quite a bit, like top scorer of the week? Or I know there's been
Mm,
people that have won multiple. Like I
I
think
there
Nick
have
has
been
won twice.
there have been. So I won the first week. Second week was Phil. Third week
I think it might have been
was
me third
Phil
week.
again.
Oh, did he win it twice?
Yeah,
Yeah.
two times in a row.
Yeah.
Fourth week, it looks like it was
That's what
you.
the one that I got. Yeah,
Yeah.
week 4.
Week
And then week
five. Oh
5,
my
that
God,
was
that's
when Nick
Nick's. Yeah, I
went
got
crazy.
200 and some odd. Week six, I think Nick gets beaten out by Misha.
Misha, yep. So
Week
Misha's won it
seven,
twice. Or no, just once.
just once, I think. Week
And
seven
then
was
Nick
Nick
won it
again,
again. And then last
then
week
John.
was John. Okay, so it's getting spread around a little
Yeah,
bit.
I would say there have been a few lucky bastards that have gotten a couple of these wins, and then some others that have just always been placing like second or third
How
or
do you feel? This is such a random question that
hmm.
doesn't really mean much, but I'm just curious. So obviously, if you get top score, you win $10 effectively. How do you feel about a league where you pay your league entry fee at the beginning of the season so the money's just out there versus when everything has to get collected at the end of the season
I don't find that as an a deal breaker. Um, I mean,
of whether you're going to be in the league or not?
yeah, I mean that's I would say that that's something where we could be doing stuff in like real time, which would kind of be cool, I guess. If whoever's the commish, has all the dues, like and they're just ready to go. So it's like every time somebody wins, you can go ahead and fish that. Like, so I guess it's the
We
question.
did that. I know we've done that once. I have a like some memory of I think it was the COVID year
Uh-huh.
when John was the commissioner, and I know I won top score a
Well,
couple
I think that was
times, and
also because we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't even know if the season was going to happen. So didn't we
it's
all do it
true,
like for
and we
like
only
20
paid
bucks?
19
Yeah,
bucks or
right.
something. Yeah.
Exactly. We did it super ridiculous, like COVID-19 for $19.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter either way. Normally we just collect all the money at the end and it's chill, but there is something about if you've won top scorer a couple times, like it feels nice to feel like you're getting money for that instead of just paying less of your entry fee at the end of the season.
Yeah, damn. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm definitely not opposed to something like that. I mean, I guess, that would everybody would have to kind of agree to do it.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
not going to propose that. It was more of just a interesting thought.
yeah, no, I don't see how it would be. I don't see any negative thing about it. I mean, unless we
I
just
think
happen
the
to have,
shitty thing is that I think it sucks when it's $100 buy-in. It kind of sucks for the commissioner because you have to really like you either hang on to that money and divvy it out when you need to, or at the end of the season, it feels like you're just shelling out fucking hella cash to everybody, and it's like, ooh, this feels like it's my own money now.
Well, it's not your money.
I know, but it's like
Greedy
it's
fucking
been
bastards.
it's been fucking 3 or 4 months,
Yeah, that's it.
since you got
I've
that
just been
money.
sitting
Is it
this in the
just
account.
sitting in a high interest, high yield savings account collecting interest? Actually, shit, I want to do that next
Yeah,
year.
exactly. Yeah, I was like, can I? Oh man, I gotta win,
Suckers, I made $7 off your entry fees.
dude. Imagine if you be commissioner every single year and you did some shady bullshit like that.
Yeah, you're like, after 10 years of playing, I've earned $100 of interest, and covering my next year's buy-in.
That'd be pretty cool. Oh man.
So
Uh,
weird.
dude. Fuck. Okay, so I've got my little crocodile right here. So I'm
Okay.
he's staring at it. Or I just keep staring at it. But okay, so where do we go? Where do we go next? Do we start doing? Do we talk about last week or our picks at all, or do we do?
I I don't think I even wrote down our picks for
Okay.
whatever reason.
All
It
right,
just
guys.
completely
Well,
slipped my mind.
all right,
Pretty professional.
all right. Everybody playing at home. Did you ever? So do you remember that? Do you remember that movie, Major League? I think we watched it once. The baseball one. It's
Bro,
got
are you
like,
kidding me? Have I ever heard of Major League? A super popular comedy movie from the 90s?
yeah, but I didn't
That you
think you'd
named
seen
your
it
team
before.
after one year
Yes.
when you
Yeah.
won the season?
Yes. I just want to. I know we had even watched it. I just trying to. I don't know. Sometimes you never know. It might not
Yeah, true.
land, but I'm gonna try to run through the rundown like one of those announcers, like
Mm-hmm.
like Will came up short against Brinosaurus or Pizza Time. The King of the Hill, Joey Laz, did not come up against Poconoka Nick Legit. The highest
That's good,
score this
dude.
week was the Mardiac arrest. I can't even say that. How do you even say cardiac?
DeMardiac.
Demardiac. Demardiac, right?
That's right. I think that's no, that's right.
Demar
DeMardiac.
Demardiac. Demardiac arrest really knocked the mustard out of Honey Bajan. 164 to 101. Fuck your chin strap. Took a bite out of that shark sandwich. And the one who's got the zero self doubt. I, I don't actually know how to flip any of these two names into something. Zero self doubt and pull out game weak. His pull-out game was definitely weak, uh, along with his scoring game. I don't know. Yeah, there we go.
Dude, that I'll give you fucking props for that, for just pulling that out super quick. That was and the accent, the baseball announcer accent was legit.
I feel like there is a baseball announcer accent. Like every time. Oh God, what the fuck is his name?
It's like the Harry Carey kind of thing, or
Yeah.
the yeah.
I was thinking there's this guy that they have on fucking First Take now that they just don't know who the fuck to have on. So Stephen A. Smith always has like random people on all the time, and I think it's like the guy's name is like Mad Dog or something like that. And just
Hmm.
listening to the way the guy talks, you're like, oh my god, this guy's been broadcasting baseball for his entire fucking life. Like you just know those types of voices.
Probably
It's like,
can't turn it off, like when he goes home, he's just talking to his family like
yeah,
that.
you never know how he's going to be doing it. I'm telling you, he's going to be doing this. There's like a pitch, like a tone that they use. I
Yeah, the
don't know.
cadence that they
Yeah.
use. Oh my god.
I remember Seth MacFarlane was talking about how he came up with Quagmire's voice was because he used to listen to these old school, like, advertising, like these old school, like car commercials. He had all these, like, radio recordings that his dad like got him on like tape or something, and he would listen to them, but they still had all of like the old school ads from like the 1950s or something. So it was like anytime one of these broadcaster guys got on, I was like, oh, get your spark plugs, whatever you need for your spark plugs. He's like they all sounded like exactly the same and had like a certain pitch and tone, and that was how he kind of modeled the Quagmire voice. And I was just
Dude,
always like,
yeah.
I wonder if baseball guys are in the same vein. Just they've all been sounding this way for so long that you come on into the business, you sound like a normal guy in your first broadcast, and the second broadcast, you're going like this. Oh boy,
I
I don't
know, man.
know.
It's the same thing with like TV newscasters. Like just the way that they announce the
There is a
news, it's just
TV
like that
newscaster
is
voice.
not how you talk normally at all. That is such
No.
an act that you put on, but
Well,
it's
that's
how like it just became. It's like now it's just the stand. It's been the standard for decades.
Yeah, I will say though, that's I think why that one show did so well, the Pat McAfee show. I feel because when people got on that, like, that people were used to seeing on TV and on those types of programs who have to play the fucking TV game and be that way or talk that way. Like when they're on the
Hmm.
the McAfee show, it's just like they're totally different. They're open and they have like a totally different rhythm of speech, and it's just like you can tell they're way more comfortable. And I feel like that's why it got so popular, and ESPN eventually bought them. Like it's like,
I know. He
dude,
fucking got bought out still.
dude. I mean, it, dude, I don't care what awful company comes your way. If they throw checks at you that just don't stop ending in zeros, I mean, what are you gonna say?
I mean, you're
What
gonna
are you
take
going
it.
to, yeah, what are you going to say? I will not, I don't care how much, I will never sell out my morality or my soul.
For how much? How many zeros is that? Deal.
Wow. Yeah. Whatever you say. Geez. Yeah, I'm sure he got an offer he couldn't refuse.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the regular scheduled programming. Um, so now that we've quickly previewed last week, let's move on to this week. Um, we got some games.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah, just looking through some of the matchups, like it's always fun at this point of the season to kind of see who's playing who. Like I don't know, I like it when like the top dogs play each other because you know someone's going to get a loss, or I like when the last place teams play each other because it means somebody's going to get the W. But it's a little bit spread out this week. Like it's
yeah, this
a lot
week
of the
it seems like it's not really. Well, I mean, let's say okay, one high and low. I'm playing up against Phil, so that's the second place team playing up against the ninth place team. So
Yeah,
that's
and you've
that
got Misha playing against John. I think that looks like kind of one of the
that
more
that's a
marquee
juicy,
kind of
yeah. That
matchups.
I
Yeah.
would agree. That's a juicy matchup right there. That's two top teams that have been performing well that are most likely going to be uh I mean possibly fighting for to get into the dance, I would say. So this
Well,
is
why don't we look at that one right now?
so they say it's going to be pretty close and giving John the edge. Um I wonder why that
I'm
is.
looking. Oh, it's because we were in bye weeks. There's a lot of bye weeks this week, and Misha has a pretty big bye with
Uh
Travis Etienne, who's
mhm.
become like a touchdown machine and
Wow. Oh
a
my
number three
God.
running back.
Yeah, look at that. I had no idea. Look at this. So since week 5,
He's
wow.
7 touchdowns since week 5 in the
Yeah,
last 7 touchdowns in 4 weeks.
that's
I mean,
crazy.
That's like McCaffrey kind of levels.
Yeah, okay. So week 5 was his biggest week, 37.4, 23, uh 22, 25, almost 26. Man, yeah, those are
Very
damn.
consistent.
That's a big piece that's on by. Okay. Um
Yeah. So that's probably why, yeah, the projections are favoring
yeah, so
John right now, but
he's plugged in
he's got
Pierce, I see.
yeah, which I'm sure that's a bummer to have to plug that in, but what are you gonna do? Otherwise, the teams look I see John finally put in Gus Edwards. Feel like you can't not put him in at this point. He's been at a couple big games
A
lately.
couple big games, but I want to ask you something. Have you looked at Kamara?
Oh, dude, yeah, I have been looking at Kamara. God,
Man,
Damn, the
Wow,
receptions, dude. Oh,
dude, 13,
that's why John named him dumps like a truck because Carr keeps just dumping off these passes to Kamara.
dude. Yeah, so 14 targets in 2 games. Man, wow. Yeah, I have to say, and Waddle's been looking actually alive these last like couple weeks. He's not. I mean, I think yeah, what
Yeah.
three touchdowns in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's looking nice. Um,
Devontae
Devonte
Smith
Smith
is
finally had
he
a
did have
bounce
a
back, I think,
he
last
did
week.
have a bounce back game.
So that'll actually there's an intriguing storyline of if Jalen Hurts if Devonte Smith has a big game that eats into Misha
That does.
a
I'm
little bit.
I'd be curious to see how that all kind of that is going to be a man. There's going to be a lot to pay attention. I think with this game. I think this is going to be a fun. This is going to be a fun matchup. Oh wow, I didn't realize that Misha also has Philly defense.
Yeah, he's just going big on on Philly.
And so when is that? Okay, so that's the afternoon game against Dallas. Okay,
Yep. So that'll be big.
yeah. Wow. Okay, man, this is gonna be a fun matchup. I mean,
Yeah.
I will say, God, it's really hard to know with what's going on with Misha's. Oh, that's actually interesting that Misha's got Michael Thomas, John's got Kamara. So kind of be curious to see who gets the better deal between those two. Um, Baltimore defense. I don't know. And I don't see that they'd be plugging in anybody else. It looks like John's got Ayuk and Kittle on bye. Um,
Yep.
and I don't see really anybody else that he would want to plug in. So these are probably the lineups they're rolling with. Um, I don't know. I feel both of them are high scoring teams. That's for damn sure. So John's sitting at 942. Good Lord, Misha's at 1066. Ah,
I
I don't know.
I want to call John on this one, not just due to projections or anything like that, but I think his squad is fairly close to what he's had. I like the little Gus Edwards plug in there,
Hmm.
and I mean Misha lost one of his biggest pieces this week, and I just think Josh Allen's going to keep fucking rolling against Cincinnati. I could see him
Hmm.
getting into a big shootout on that one, and
I hope he
Camaro will
does.
probably keep doing his thing. I'm feeling John on this one. But I think yeah, I think it's gonna be a big scoring week for both of them.
Yeah, man. God, I did not realize like just oh God, AJ Brown is so good.
Oh god, yeah. Just I
Uh,
felt that last week. So good.
yeah, God, he had 2 touchdowns, 34 points, caught all of his fucking targets, 8 receptions, 130 yards, 2 TDs. Wow,
That's efficient.
God damn. Jalen Hurts was excellent too,
Yep.
319 and 4 TDs. God, wow. Okay. I mean, I will say that John absolutely has his work cut out for him. Like Misha is the toughest team that we have in our league. Only has been beaten once. I'm rooting for John. I will say because yeah, there are a couple question marks that I have at running back for Misha. Mostert apparently has been limited, so I don't know if he is going to be 100%. If he's going, Misha does have Jeff Wilson that he can plug on in, I guess. But yeah, he's a little thin on running back with his buys and such.
John was the top scoring team last week.
Okay, I'll go ahead. Now I'll give the nod to John also.
Okay.
Yeah, it's easy
Let's
enough.
do it.
Okay, so considering we do have some games that are going right now, let's quickly look at I don't know, How about Will and Joey?
Okay. Will and Joey. We got Joey at 3-5, Will at 2-6.
So both of these
So
teams
this
are really
one's
hunting.
must,
Yeah, they
big must win for both here.
I feel like we're getting into that kind of time of the season where if you feel like you need one, if you're down, this is where we need to start hunting. And I don't know. I mean, I don't expect Patrick Mahomes to ever drop a five again. Um, so I feel like that. I didn't realize he had a hand injury. I don't know
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
I don't know how serious that is. Guess we'll have to see. Joe Burrow, I feel, has been much like,
Really good.
yeah, a lot better than this last. Man, dude, even last week he actually had fucking 43 yards rushing. Wow,
Yeah, big game for him last week. And you always got Tyreek Hill floating out there for Joey. That one's just massive.
dude, you just look at his number. What do you think it would take to trade for Tyreek?
Ah,
Is he even
some
a
kind. It would.
tradable? Is he even a
I
tradable
mean,
player?
I
He
I
already
would be
is.
curious. I would be curious. Not that I would ever do this, but I would be curious if he would trade Tyreek for McCaffrey.
Okay, I want to read something to you right now. This is on his little stat sheet, which I'm sure maybe you see, or maybe the league might. It doesn't matter. Here we go. Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill became the first player in the league to hit 1,000 receiving yards this season, and just the fourth in NFL history to hit that mark through his team's first 8 games.
That's just nuts, dude. 1,000 receiving yards in 8 games. I
Eight
mean,
games.
there are that getting 1,000 receiving yards in a season is, well, it's a little less impressive now, but it used to be like, damn, that's the mark right there
Yeah.
for the
So
season.
for the season, so far 8 games, 1,000 yards. So the superstar wideout is currently on pace for 2,155 yards this year, which would also make him the first ever 2,000-yard receiver. He's averaging
Pretty sick.
126 yards per contest and has found the end zone 8 times. 8 times already.
Jesus, dude.
8 times already. Oh my fucking god. He has one game where he has no touchdowns, but he has 8 touchdowns because he had 2 touchdowns in one game against the Chargers, of course.
Yeah.
God, what a
In our
fucking
league,
player.
he's the number one non QB,
Yep,
and he's had about 12 more points overall than McCaffrey.
Jesus. Ninth overall in scoring. Yeah, he's not tradable. I don't think that you could offer him anything to trade for Tyreek.
Yeah, I don't think so. I
I don't think
mean,
so.
it's hard to imagine why you'd want to give that up. Like
I,
you'd have to get like
you'd have to get the haul.
McCaffrey and
Yeah,
somebody else,
you'd
or
have to
like
get the
AJ
biggest fucking
Brown and
haul.
somebody
Right.
else great.
Yeah, exactly. You'd have to get a superstar plus in order to get Tyreek. I think that's just the ultimate. Oh God, I'd love to have him so
Ooh,
much.
you know what? Nick should do a trade with him. He should trade Jamar Chase and somebody else, because then Joey would have the QB stack with Jamar Chase.
Yeah, but I really want Tyreek because I want the stack with Tua. So
Ooh,
I
that's
mean,
true too.
I give up a lot. I'm sure Joey would love a Debo and something. I just don't know what other like Debo is nowhere close to enough. I need more pieces,
No
but
way. No
yeah,
way. Not
but
even close.
what kind of a package would it be? It'd have to be like a 2 or 3 person package.
Maybe like I don't even think Eckler and Debo would be enough, to be honest.
No, not the way Eckler's been playing. No, like
Yeah,
it would be like an A chain kind of thing, right? Like A chain, you
like
saw.
back in his heyday.
Well, I don't know, man. I saw. So unless I guess we'll have to see when that kid comes back, if you know how he's recovered from his injury. I can't remember even what his injury was, but holy crap, dude! That the few games that I saw watching him, it was like kind of like a night and day kind of a thing. Like the second that kid fucking got the ball in his hands, he made plays. Like
Oh yeah,
it was
absolutely.
it was really crazy. Like just that one game. I remember watching that one game where he was on my bench and he had like the fucking 500 point or sorry, not 500 points, but like 50 points for like 200 or 300 yards or something like that, like 200 on the ground and 100 through the air. Dude, it was ridiculous. Just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm, okay,
Any updates on him coming back? Because
he's
he
supposed to be week
went out.
11. Week
Oh,
11.
okay.
That's the there's been no updates since. But that's where that's the last I had heard is that let me
Okay.
see, going back to it. Yep. A chain expected to return week 11.
Okay.
He's expected to miss the 4 games, um, and then they're bye.
Got it. Got it.
So yeah, so I'm fucking crossing my fingers that if this kid comes back, I can plug him in as soon as I feel like he's good enough. Because man, dude, that
Yeah.
offense.
Electric.
Yeah, that offense, I swear to God, that has got to be one of the most ridiculous offenses that I've ever seen. I don't believe in Tua really at all, but I guess you could plug in any fucking quarterback with like Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, and
Waddle.
and then like these juicy fucking running backs like Jeff Wilson. I thought was actually pretty decent on the Niners. He just got injured all the time.
Yeah,
And
he had some great, great games.
and dude, the same with fucking Mostert, dude. I thought
Yeah, dude,
Mostert was a
Mostert.
good,
Yeah, he was on the Niners 1 year until he got hurt. He was one of the better running backs in the league.
yeah. So it's like even without the A chain, like, dude, they have a fucking really high powered offense. Like that is just it's pretty fun to watch. I will say, I never really thought the shit Dolphins would ever be this good. I'm trying to remember last time I can remember the Dolphins in the playoffs. They had fucking what was it? Ricky
Dan
Williams.
Marino.
Oh,
Oh,
not Dan Marino. God, that's going back to our childhood days, our Ace
yeah.
Ventura days. Um, come on, everybody got the Ace Ventura reference, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody at home, come on.
Laces out. Damn.
Okay, come on. I just to make sure I'm playing to the right audience right now. Okay, so back to what we were talking about. We were talking about Joey and Will.
And Will's got Najee Harris going with 13 points, which is, I mean, that's not terrible.
No,
That's decent
he's
for
got
Najee standards.
yeah, he's got a touchdown already. He's got a couple catches.
Yeah. Um, yeah, you'd expect Pat Mahomes to bounce back. It's against Miami. It's out in Germany. That'll be interesting. But
That will be
you'd think there
interesting.
should be some touchdowns flying around for that one.
Funny enough, Joey's got Tyreek going in that game too.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So this will be an interesting. I think this is going to be an interesting week for both of them. I find it. Oh! New Orleans is playing Chicago. That's why their defense has got so many more points. I will say, I've always thought Joey's receivers were one of like his strongest assets, but I don't know. For some reason, like I don't know. What is Drake? So looking at Drake London, okay, is a little bit better than maybe I was thinking.
He's
Uh,
yeah, the kind of one of the best receiving options in Atlanta, but they don't throw it around too much.
Hmm, man, I will say Will's team is a little tough. I feel that there are players that I just want to say like could be really explosive, like a Higgins or a Brown,
So that's the thing, actually.
Lockett.
So Arizona now has a different quarterback because they traded Josh Dobbs.
Yeah,
So
who are they even
not sure
starting?
about. Oh God, I can't even
Michael
remember who.
Wilson, is that his name? No, that's
I
that's
don't
a
think
that's a, that's
so.
a
No,
that's a
that's a
wide
receiver.
receiver. Never mind.
Can't remember, but so this week in particular, like I'm not super high on Marquise Brown,
I don't know.
and
I'm
then
actually gonna say,
Tyler Lockett's got a tough one against Baltimore.
yeah, I'll just kind of say I feel like I've got some questions on Will's team. I do feel like he's got some explosive pieces. Like his team's just really volatile, so I just never know what's going to happen. Like I feel his team could absolutely just go off if it wanted to. but I think Joey's team is just a little bit more consistent. I'd like to see
Yeah, I
better
agree.
from Tony Pollard. I'm not
Yeah.
like okay, Rashad White I have for Tampa is I guess had a couple good weeks in a row, so that's nice. But yeah, I'm not super impressed with Joey's running back core.
But there I agree. There's more consistency. Like Joe Burrow, love Tyreek Hill. I just think in the rest of the receiver pieces and running backs, I think are a little bit more stable
Hmm.
than what you're saying about Will's volatility and some tough matchups. And T. Higgins hasn't really proved really anything this year.
No, no, not at all. Just has one game, and it went crazy in that game. Fucking 12 targets, 8 receptions
Yeah.
for 89 and two, but two nothing. Funny enough, it doesn't even. It looked like he was actually being targeted quite a bit, but it just wasn't coming down with anything. Huh. So we'll see. We'll see
Yep.
how that goes. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to even though right now the way it's looking, it's like neck and neck. I'm gonna give the nod to Joe.
Yep. Me too. Me too. Feel safer, in my opinion.
Yeah, that is a little bit safer. Or I feel it's a little bit safer. Um, I don't know.
Well,
Like I would say, what do you think about Nick and Chris? Do you feel like there's a
yeah,
safe?
that's what I was thinking too.
I don't feel like so. Nick has had a little bit of an issue when it comes to the QBs. So he just lost Cousins, and I'm
Yep.
trying to even think, didn't he have Deshaun Watson at one point? And what, did he drop him?
Yeah, but that was oh yeah, that was in like week 2 that he dropped him or something.
So he's got CJ Stroud going.
He's had CJ Stroud since late September, so he's had Stroud on the bench
Okay, but
for a
he
while.
hasn't played him yet though, right? He's just been riding with Kirk
I don't
Cousins.
think I can't imagine that he would have
Hmm.
because Cousins has been I don't know, maybe he played him 1 week. I don't really know, but for this but I mean
Yeah.
he has to now obviously. And he's got Jahmyr Gibbs on a bye. That hurts because he's been popping
Oh,
off
dude.
like
Also
crazy the
also
last
has
couple weeks.
St. Brown on a
Sun
bye.
God on the bye too.
Right.
So Nick's piecing some things together. Um,
I mean,
so
still
he's got that Demarcado fill in as a running back, and then still rolling with Zach Moss.
Zach Moss has actually been decent. I mean, even with Jonathan
Yeah,
Taylor back, he still hasn't been terrible.
still there, still getting some action
Jamar Chase definitely has come alive, I would say, since like week two,
for
actually.
sure.
He's been very productive. So that's nice
Yep.
to see. Um, he's got DeAndre in the lineup. DeAndre is already, I mean, at least got 10. He's over 10 right now, so he's doing work. Man, I don't know actually what to think about this because I definitely give Chris the flat out check mark in QB and running backs. Like, no question.
Yes. Yeah. With Lamar, Bijan, Isaiah Pacheco, for sure. I mean, if Nick had his full squad, it'd be a little more balanced.
A little bit, yeah. But I mean, that I think is just heavily favored for Chris.
Yeah,
Now,
agreed.
the whiteouts, it gets a little bit weird.
I
Because
think
Nick,
pass catchers, because there's some tight ends involved here, but yeah,
okay,
I
yeah.
I like Nick's pass catchers. I love Chase, love Kelsey, DJ Moore. I mean I like him more than some of Chris's guys. But I mean I like Metcalf on Chris's side.
Dude, I will
Pittman's
say,
been pretty dang good too.
Pittman's good, but and Jordan Addison has actually been pretty good looking at it. But that's going to
Yeah,
change
but they
now.
lost their
Yeah,
quarterback.
right. So, yeah, this is where everything starts to like I feel like I've got question marks in a lot of places. So this is a big question mark game. I'm gonna call this the Riddler game. Um, I I man, I feel it's really hard for me to give the edge to Nick just based on his pass catchers. They're both not
Yeah.
starting great defenses in my opinion either way. Like I mean, Chris has got New York going up against Las Vegas, so I just I don't know what to expect. I don't know how the New York defense has been doing. I guess the last couple weeks they've been doing really well, but even still,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
I think
I
that's gonna make
honestly
the difference.
don't know how to go this way. You know what?
Yeah.
I need you to spin
Well,
some wisdom a
I
little
feel
bit or
like
your thoughts.
I feel like we're going the same way. I feel like I'm leaning Chris this week. Just if Nick had his full team without the buys, it would kind of be a no-brainer for me because Nick's just been scoring so much,
Hmm.
a lot lately. But
A lot of those
lost his
pieces are gone.
quarterback,
Yeah,
his two running backs. Like I don't even know if DeMarcado's playing or I don't know. I just there's questionable, sat out practice. I don't know what's up with that.
I'm sure he Nick is
Uh,
very excited and hopes he plays because he's got his fancy name now. The fish market,
yeah.
calamari. Like he put a whole bunch of like stuff in there. I feel like I even see like a little like shrimp icon or logo in in the app. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just think Lamar, the running backs, Metcalf, and then you get a couple good performances from some of the receiver flex guys in there, and I feel like I have a little more confidence in Chris's team. But I mean, I would not be surprised if Nick wins at
Well,
all, but
because Nick could easily just have another one of those Jamar Chase and DJ Moore. Those two players score like fucking 50 each, and like or Travis Kelsey, you know, goes on off. But I don't think Taylor Swift is going to be in London unless I'm wrong. You know, if she's in London, oh fuck, you're fucked, Chris. Like there's nothing you're gonna do. He's gonna fucking and carry your ass over the London Bridge and dump you off. But I kind of agree with you. I feel with all that going on for Nick, the top of his lineup just looks rough.
yeah, yeah, it does. Yeah, it's a tough week. This is the big bye week for Nick, so he's just trying to get through and get his
Yeah,
guys back for next week.
I mean it is really close as far as the projections, but I think you're right. I'm gonna go or not. I'm gonna go inside with thinking Chris as well.
Okay. All right, we're pretty aligned on our thought processes this week so far on our
Well,
picks.
we'll see how it all plays out. Now I guess we can either do me and Phil, uh, or we can go for you and Nate. Do we want to save you and Nate since that game is actually still
Yeah, we can do that since there might be some more
might
points
might yeah,
happening on
absolutely.
Nate's side.
Okay. Um, I don't know. I'm always terrified anytime I go up against Phil. It's just I feel like there are times where he has not my number. There are players on his team that could easily just do a lot of damage. Like, oh man, I wouldn't be surprised if you could have a Keenan Allen dropping like a 40 or something like that. Like that would hurt. Herbert, who's he going? They're going up against the Jets. I don't know. DeAndre Swift's actually been pretty great on the Eagles.
Yeah,
Number 8 running back. Okay. Saquon Barkley, when he's played, has been really
yeah,
good.
he's been great. Yep.
So that's scary. Devontae, I'm not
I
sure
mean,
about. Devontae's been
yeah, I don't know.
really
Now
up and down.
they cleaned house in the Raiders.
So who's starting?
Uh, it's what's his name? Aiden O'Connell. Yeah, they Jimmy G's getting benched.
Man,
So I could see that they make a concerted effort to really feed Devonte Adams.
they could. Yeah, no, it's nerve-wracking. Terry McLaurin's looked pretty good with what's his name? Sam Howell.
Sam Howell, yeah.
Keenan's been scary. Uh, God, what is he? He's number 5. Yeah, he's had a great year.
Hmm. Yep. And AJ Dillon's just been, just nothing too
Packers
crazy
have
there.
been fucking. Oh my God, they've just
Yeah.
looked really bad.
Yep.
I
And
don't
on your
know.
side, you're not no buy issues that you're really dealing with. You got the full squad here.
For the most part, I think I guess my current squad. Yeah, I'd like to have
Yeah,
Debo back, but I mean, who knows what's going to happen with that? So we'll
maybe.
see.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But yes,
But yeah, I mean, I think Tua could have a nice shootout. I mean, you'd think maybe a shootout type game against the Chiefs. Eckler came alive. Jonathan Taylor looking a lot better, and Diggs is always awesome. Mark Andrews has been fucking sweet. Mike Evans keeps getting touchdowns and stuff. And has Thielen still been? Yeah, he's still been
oh
doing
dude, Thielen has
doing good,
been
man.
has been such a big pickup. That's
Yeah.
that has been
Whew.
probably other than A Chain, that's probably been my money pickup of the year. Uh,
Oh yeah, super consistent.
yeah, absolutely. So I mean, I don't think there's anything I can do. This is the squad that I'm more or less rolling with. I don't know if I would. Funny thing is I've got Bills and Cincy defense, so that would be the only question. They're fucking playing each other, so it's just like
Oh
I
right,
don't even know if it
coin
fucking
flip.
matters. Yeah, exactly. So it's so yeah, so I mean that's where I'm at. I mean I will
I
say, oh, you know what? You go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, I was just all I was gonna say is this appears on paper like it could be a pretty high scoring matchup on both sides.
I hope I would rather it just be, quiet, easy. Phil just kind of swam the other direction with his little shark
I
sandwich.
Yeah, I gotta go your way. I mean, for a couple reasons, just in general, your team has just been putting up so many points week in, week out, and you've got all your guys available pretty much in there that you've had recently. And Justin Herbert on Monday Night Football against the Jets, I don't have a lot of confidence, honestly, in Herbert, just the way he's looked in some of the more primetime games that the Chargers have been in. And the Jets, I mean, they have a pretty good defense, honestly.
So do you
I
think
I
that would apply to Austin Eckler as well?
I feel like Eckler is a little bit more matchup proof because he
Okay,
just gets, some dump offs and goal line work and stuff like that. I think it's easier for Eckler to get his points than it will be for Herbert to get his points.
I
That's my
see.
prediction.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
And yeah, I think Tua could have a pretty big game there, and Diggs is always scary. So yeah, I just feel like you got more firepower.
Well, I will cross fingers, knock on wood, and hope you are right. And I will say that there are pieces of Phil's team that just scare me, and I'm hoping I'm going to escape through it as best I can. Uh, yeah, I will give myself the slight nod, but only just slightly.
Just the slight nod, just a little slight little cap tip of the cap to yourself.
Good sir. Um, okay, so I have
Round
commercial.
this sucker out.
Yeah, I have
Yeah, I'm in
commercials. Okay,
me
so
too.
it looks like okay, Pitt's defense is going down. The more points they allow, um, I mean, we've got a whole fourth quarter.
Yeah, there's going to be more points to be had. Derrick Henry's looking pretty good tonight, already at 18 points.
Well, okay, so
You're looking at my matchup with Nate?
I was just looking at where the score was for I was still on one of the other matchups, but who is it? Oh, Deontay Johnson, that's who it is. Hmm. So it's 13-16. Fuck, still a really close game. Pitt could
Yeah, one quarter left.
yeah, this could I think both of these players could still see some action. So
Oh, dude, absolutely. It's a tight game. There's no, just rushing it to wind the clock down or anything. It just seems like they're going to have to fight it out here.
okay, so going through this really quickly, I will say as being one of the teams. Oh, sorry. Nate and Nick are the only teams that I've lost to.
Okay.
Nate's team does scare me. I understand that he is
Hmm.
wherever he is. He is what number?
3-5.
Where is he? Oh, he's 8. And I know he doesn't have like a lot of high points, but dude, I don't know. His team just feels like it's you don't know when that team's going to come around and fucking just smack you in the face.
Yeah, I agree.
I will say I'm gonna have to give Nate the nod for Dak over Minshew.
Oh, for sure.
Your running backs is a little bit weird though because Walker has been pretty solid or was pretty solid for the most part. I think he had
Yeah, he's
kind of
dropped off lately.
yeah, dropped off a tiny little bit. Mixon, I kind of feel is just I never know what the hell is going to happen with Mixon.
Yeah, he had a
Um,
really good game last week, I think, but yeah, he can go up or down still. You
you,
never know.
you know who really surprises me is Cooper Cup.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Well, because he's got Cooper Cup, I have Puka, and I don't know if Matt Stafford is going to play because he got a fractured thumb in the
Yeah.
last game, and if they have this fucking Ripon guy coming in, like that could be bad for both, really bad for both Cup and Nakua. But it's kind of cool, kind of like the little intrigue of which of those guys could fare better on the
hmm
same team.
Yeah. And I will say Jacoby Myers, other than like one or two down games, has been pretty damn good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what to think because a lot of the goodness that he had earlier was with Garoppolo,
Ugh.
and now they've got this other guy. So I just don't really know what to expect with that. So I'm a little nervous about that, but I don't know. But I've got the bye week blues right now. I mean, I don't have Trevor Lawrence, I don't have fucking Christian McCaffrey,
Mm-mm.
and a couple others that are not as notable. So kind
I
of
didn't.
piecing my team together here.
Wow. Talk about a fucking fall from grace. Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I
He,
just scooped
he's.
that guy up as just like a stash, but yeah, I don't know. I may never play him.
I mean, shit, dude. Like he was being so hyped up and just never. Nothing ever really came out from that. Um,
Yeah.
coming back sooner rather than later. Oh God. Possibly week 10. Oh wow, that would be
Who
awesome
are
to
you
have.
talking about?
I was just looking at Jefferson's little
Oh
IR.
yeah, yeah. Jefferson and James Conner are both looking like they may come back next week, the soonest possible time they can.
Oh fuck, I didn't realize that Bourne was fucking moved to IR.
Yeah.
Oh damn, that was a nice solid piece that Nate had for a little bit. Wow. Okay, you know what? I will say this. I think right now it's not looking great because obviously he's the only person got anybody going. But dude, this is a tough one.
I am very nervous this week. I am picking Nate for sure. I just think his quarterback situation's way better than mine. CD Lamb scares me a lot. Deontay Johnson just got another nice like 15-yard catch. So there's more
Oh,
points coming. Derrick Henry could get even more than he already has right now.
I think I'm about to
Um,
see. I think I'm about to see this right now. Yeah, a little 10. Oh, it was 10 yards, turned it into like 12, 13, 15. Yeah.
yeah,
Ugh,
yeah,
okay.
and I'm just kind of hobbled right now. Like Kareem Hunt in the lineup, Trey McBride, Gabe Davis. Like I just don't know what to expect from those guys.
All right.
I'd love to sneak in a win here, but I really do feel like Nate's got a stronger lineup this week.
You know what? The more listening to you talk about it and looking at it, I think you are right. I do like pieces on your team, but you made good points about a lot of question marks. So question marks with Puka, question marks with, I mean, well, I don't really have actually any question marks about Brees Hall. That's been really
No, I'm
solid.
dude, I'm happy about. It's only been a few weeks of that trade, but I mean, I think it's been Nick's probably happy with his. I'm happy with mine. Like they're just solidly producing. I'm glad to have them on my team.
Dude, he's getting receptions. Like lots of reception. Dude, he had 9 targets last week.
Yeah, and he's like, I mean, he's the main guy. Yeah, his big play last week was a little 5 yard pass that he turned into like a 40 yard touchdown because he's just that kind of shake and bake, explosive type
Mm-hmm.
player. And
Yeah,
it's also just really fun to watch a guy like that.
absolutely. All right. Okay. I think you might have convinced me. It does right now it is looking a little bit bleak. Not to say that you couldn't pull out something amazing with some of these guys, but yeah, his lineup does seem like it is a little bit more unstable ground.
Yeah, I feel like his team, like, yeah, that's probably the way I would say it too. Like his squad, it actually seems to be heating up right now, and mine's, hobbled with buys and injuries, and
Hmm.
I'm not at my strong form right now. So definitely scared of his team.
Well, I guess that's why we play the game, sort of see how it all goes. But yeah, I'll probably give him the nod this week. Give it to Nate.
Yeah. Okay. Well, damn, I think we agreed on every single matchup. That does not happen that often.
Not often. I mean, I'm not to say it's never happened, but yeah, you're right. Not all that often. I'm trying to think if there was anything that we didn't really go over. I feel we've kind of knocked out mostly everything we wanted to talk about, didn't we?
I think so, yeah. I mean, we'll see for next week. We may be able to scrounge up a special guest coming on. That's a little bit in the works right now, and actually got a kind of fun thing to look forward to next weekend. Nick is coming up to my place, and it's funny. So Nick's playing Phil and I'm playing Will, or vice versa.
Oh,
And
nice.
both those guys are actually going to come to Sacramento as well because they live pretty close. And the four of us are going to go watch all the morning games here in Sacramento while our teams are playing each other. That'll
Oh,
be fun.
that'll be fucking awesome.
Yeah, a little NorCal, small little NorCal meetup.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh shit. Well, fuck. Okay. Well, dude, that's gonna be sick. God damn it, I would love to have a fucking podcast with all you guys actually all playing each other. Like that would be so
I know.
cool.
I feel like the odds are pretty low if like we're gonna go
Oh
watch
no, if you guys
somewhere,
are
but
going out, yeah, if you guys are going out doing something, that's gonna.
we'll just bring those little clip-on clothing microphones and
Yeah, exactly.
just talk
All sit at the bar.
nonchalantly.
I think you guys should all wear dress up like suits and stuff like that, just in the top, like just the jackets and the everything, so that when you're all sitting at the bar, you guys all look like professional sports broadcasters.
Those little CIA earpieces.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, 1 second. Here we go. Okay. Well, I'll say this. I will. Sean, why don't you go ahead and say whatever thoughts you'd like to say? I'm gonna bite or have this alligator take a bite of my out of my ass.
All right. I guess what I'd like to say is that we, in the middle to the bottom half of the league, we really need to get our shit together and step up. And we got to start knocking down some of these top pieces. Obviously, Misha, you gotta go down. You just gotta go down. I'm sorry to put you in this category as well, Brian. We do need you to slow it down just a little bit, and we gotta get the standings a little bit closer. So this is a call to action. Everybody in the lower part, let's fucking go. Collusion, whatever we have to do, let's work together and let's knock off some of these top guys.
That sounds that sounds like a fair a fair
Very fair,
annou-
fair indeed.
announcement. I can safely say on behalf of some of us on the top, go fuck yourselves.
It's lonely at the top.
Oh god, it must be lonely for me, sis. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's fucking counting stacks over there, motherfucker.
Jeez. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see how next week goes. I'm crossing fingers we can get something to work on out the way. I'm thinking it possibly might. You'll have to keep me
Yeah.
posted on that. Oh boy. Well, I guess that's it for us, and I would guess all I have to say is yeah, good luck for the the rest of the evening, Sean. Hopefully, no more points will be scored, and the game will
Ooh,
just
that'd be
fucking
nice.
just end at where it is, 16-13.
Just die off. Come on now. Let's just die off here.
Who knows? Might have another Demarniac incident. Not that I want something like that to happen, but
Yeah, we don't got
you
to throw that out there.
don't think they'd do that if like a ref went down. Like refs
I don't think
old.
so.
No, they keep
Uh,
playing, wouldn't they?
yeah, they'll just heave him off to the side and let the game go on.
Dude, they won't even move his body. Just leave it there on the fucking field.
Just step over him.
God damn it, ignore this dead zebra. Let's keep going. Okay. Anyway, sorry for that dark note. Anyway, goodbye everybody. Have a good football weekend. I guess we'll catch you next time.
Catch you next time.
Peace.